This video does not intend to insult or hurt the feelings of Muslims, but its purpose is to show that apostates are human who have feelings and must be given the right to express themselves against their former religion without fear of facing persecution or harm. Simon Wilder, quoting Walt Whitman, Song of Myself, you shall no longer take things at second or third hand, not look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on the spectres in books. You shall not look through my eyes either, nor take things from me. You shall listen to all sides and filter them from yourself. Move ye with honors. Just when you think you know something, you have to look at in another way, even though it may seem silly or wrong. You must try. Now, we all have a great need for acceptance, but you must trust that your beliefs are unique, your own, even though others may think them odd or unpopular, even though the herd may go, that's bad. Robert Frost said, 2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. This is a battle, a war, and the casualties could be your hearts and souls. Remove Islamic laws. Break free from Islam and religious beliefs. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining me. And if you haven't, later on, when you do, thank you. And thank you for being patient with me, bearing with me as I go, as I've been in this journey, and go ahead challenging Islam and its values. So, and discovering that Islam is a false religion, and also saving humanity. So my search was for universal truth, whether Prophet Muhammad, being the mercy of Allah, as we are told in a Quran ayat, was really the mercy of Allah, to find proof for that too, and then to somehow educate other people with that. But I failed miserably to find evidence that Prophet Muhammad was the mercy of Allah, or is the mercy of Allah sent down to the worlds, sent to the worlds. Quran ayat, can't remember, sorry. Surah even, forgotten, I think. No, forgotten. Yeah, Surah Anbiya or what, 21? I don't know. No, I have to check this. So thank you for being here on this journey. And this is also to save human beings and all. And a lot more. I'm not prepared for this. So, you know, wherever the Muslims suffering in the hands of other Muslims and things like that, experiencing suffering. So thanks to Peter Russell, I just said this when I'm sharing with you all here on live stream, and I know that maybe it could help someone, it could reach someone and help them. It's really so therapeutic, so healing. At that time, I feel the words are going inside of me, Peter Russell's, and I, you know, feel it. Very healing and soothing and helpful. So I hope it helps those in distress, extreme distress,
unbearable pain, uh, unspeakable pain, conditions, situations which are unspeakable. Some people are not even that eloquent suffering. Some people we have lost. So, but to lose a loved one, and I have no words to console, but my heart goes out to those who have lost their loved ones due to any reason. And what else is there? So coming here, Sahih Bukhari. Did I search in the wrong? Yeah. So I searched on my wrong tab, but I know how to search now about this. Surah Tawbah. So I last live stream, Surah Tawbah Tafsir. You will be able to see this properly, like from near. Focusing. Omission of Bismillah. This is from the Muslim Surah comprises discourse. The second discourse was sent down in Rajab. Okay, the Holy Prophet was engaged in making preparations for the campaign of Tabuk. Continuous same object, same series, campaign of Tabuk. Historical background. He did not join. No. Tafsir of, Ibn Ghadir. You see, he did not go for Hajj once he made the excuse that he's very busy. Yes, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Sorry. It's this one. Idolaters are no longer allowed into Masjid al-Haram. Allah commands His believing servants who are pure in religion and in person to expel the idolaters who are filthy in the religious sense from al-Masjid al-Haram. After the revelation of this ayah, idolaters were no longer allowed to go near the masjid. This ayah was revealed in the 9th year of Hijrah. The Messenger of Allah sent Ali in the company of Abu Bakr that year to publicize to the idolaters that no mushrik will be allowed to perform Hajj after that year, nor a naked person allowed to perform tawaf around the house. Right? So you see this both. So he did not go himself for this. No mushrik will be allowed to perform Hajj. Maybe this was this Hajj or was this Umrah? Commands his belief. Abu Bakr was sent. The Messenger of Allah sent Ali in the company of Abu Bakr that year to publicize. That year for what? Okay, so in the Shias we find it is he didn't go there for Hajj, I think, or Umrah. Anyways, what the point here is that he was busy himself. Surah Fatayat, I've done that. Jews, Badouan Jews of Medina, or Badouans of Medina, said that they, are with their families and their properties. They have that to take care of, and they didn't go with him to Makkah. So they were called hypocrites and this and that. Now, here the point is that Hajj, there were some naked people, idolaters, mushrik, who were going circumambulating the Kaaba naked. Well, you see, also this point and any other point I'm missing. allowed to perform Hajj after that year, nor a naked person allowed to perform tawaf around the house. So this also against the idolaters of that time in Makkah, uh, Masjid al-Haram near, idolaters are no longer allowed into al-Masjid al-Haram. Page is here. Fight against those who believe not in Allah, nor in the last day, nor forbid that which has been forbidden by Allah and His Messenger. Well, in Surah Tahrim, Allah asks His Messenger, why are you forbidding yourself what Allah has made lawful for you? So you can see such a hypocrite. Very, very blunt I will be. Sorry, I cannot explain properly in the sense that now, now it's blunt. So I don't mean to hurt anyone. Oh, Surah Tawbah, verse 28. O you who believe, verily the mushrikeen are impure. So let them not come near Al Masjid al Haram after this year. And if you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you if He wills out of His bounty. Surely Allah is all knowing, all wise. This is the Quran ayat, and then verse 29 in Surah Tawbah. And then here is the tafsir of this Quran ayats, these two Quran ayats, right? Excuse me. Ibn Khatir, Ibn Khatir's tafsir is here. Now, something has gone somewhere, and for the life of me, I've been searching where we went wrong. I read Jiddu Krishnamurti and David Bohm's dialogue and compiled in a book. The name of that book is Ending of Time, The Ending of Time, or Ending of Time, like that. You see? So I've been searching and I get all these things. I got like, you are uh, rich, you can afford to do this, or you are using God or something, or someone said to someone, if you do meditate, you're dead. It's death. Meditation is death. And so, likewise, for me also, I had a lot of criticism or some criticism on the, sorry. So, what is she doing in her bedroom all the time? She doesn't want to work. She's a spoiled Arab kid, a big kid now, grown up. Well, I couldn't find my bearings actually. Every time I went out, uh, I couldn't find my bearing unless I had to go to a loved one's place in Karachi also. So I was confused, like I was confused about my religion also. Because Mr. Sa used to say, speak the truth, and mean what you say, and all this. And then when I started to pay attention, separated from her in my majlises, like, what is this? Ali Akbar went first. And as sometimes, we have to, it's not an exaggeration, but it's just like we were there. And so we're connected with our imams through the spirit. So the spirit of, like how Paulo Coelho writes in The Alchemist and all this. So I didn't blame my Shias for this, that they're exaggerating in majlises, or if they say all of them rose from the graves. So I is Bibi Zainab when they're leaving Karbala, you know. So I didn't. But my way also, I was questioning my religion. Like some of our Shias also, I know someone who said to me that, what is this in our majlis that they the Karbala people now uh, they all there was one Maulvi who said, and my friend told me, Shia friend, that from the graves they all rose up. So, but it can happen because you see, I couldn't explain it to her. No, no. No, like all of them. So no, no. So she was saying. So sometimes she tried to put sense in me, and about her Shia things, majlises. Like, but I would ponder over this and say, well, they all came out of the grave Shaheed. They are Shaheed. Like the bodies all. No, no, it wasn't. It was just Hazrat Abbas rose up from the grave. Yeah, it's metaphorically speaking or something like this. So I wasn't. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything. Although, no, but you see, we have. Spiritual. So connection with babies, Zainab, and I thought the Maulvis are sitting on the member. They're connected now, and as so Imam is still, they know. And if you say something like so some Shia started to say, "What is this Mehndi we bring out and all this of Ali Shah Qasim?" And some Shias even left. I'm told in Pakistan, some of them left and became totally like anti-Shia, yeah, totally Wahhabi, like not even stand at the grave or pray to this and that. Imam, take the wastas, just Allah. Like very very orthodox Sunni, very strict, like Wahhabis. I think. Not sure if I'm picking on Wahhabis, but I think the Salafis and the Wahhabis say that it's haram to stand on the grave and pray or even shed a tear for the dead. I just guessing. So naked. You see what has happened here is that Hazrat Adam was naked, and so was Hawa. Where's sorry, I think I have it saved here. Uh, Quran ayat. Surah Taha, verse 121. Oh, okay. 121. I mean, how how can you forget 121? No, no. Yes, yes. Oh, and Adam and his wife ate of it, and their private parts became apparent to them, and they began to fasten over themselves from the leaves of paradise. And Adam disobeyed his Lord and erred. So Allama really also right Arshia. Adam disobeyed his Lord, but this disobedience is not like Shaitan's disobedience. Then please use another word for it, right? This was a mistaken disobedience. And his Lord so went astray. He's gone astray. So then we have no, 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 it's not like that. It's not like Shaitan. And but my concentration on this ayat is that naked. Allah, where did we go wrong? Dress code. Shias will say, our Ahlul Bayt, not like you Sunnis, huh? You believe in Umm al-Mumineen. She threw the bowl. One of the Umm al-Mumineen threw the bowl and this and that. The jealousy and fighting and nothing like that. Oh God, I hope I don't get any Shias killed in. But it is true. It is in the Sunni. No, no. But you are saying it's true. But will the Sunnis will just get a shoot Shia. Hmm. So sorry, I cannot be careful, cautious, and prudent. Islam has strongly emphasized the concept of decency and modesty in the interaction between members of the opposite sex. Dress code is part of that overall teaching. There are two verses in the Quran in which Almighty Allah talks about. So Surah Nur, say to, Surah Nur, say to the believing men that they should cast down their glances. Allah is the light. Now, then what about that the darkness without the light? So everywhere there is ignorance, evil, except when you call on Allah. What are Allahs? Better to go and worship Shiva. I tell you that the Shiva darkness is very, very good. And do not display their beauty except what is apparent. And they should place the khumar over their bosoms. I did this, right? So you see, the Shias have worked it out. Be Fatma Zahra as an example. Everything is set for them. So one ex-friend of mine was saying, no, there are Muslim ladies who are challenging this, that there is no head scarf. Yes, cover your bosom. So this is in Surah 24, verse 31. Now, Homer, then we take these ladies, who still have debate on challenge hijab. And the word hijab, Baba hijab word for Bibi Maryam went into hijab. And also Allah in a hijab. So what the Shias do is just for the brevity, this jalbab and khumar, they use the whole dress code, they call it hijab. And Imam Zain al-Abidin came into my dream and said, if you do hijab, you will see me. You will see my face. Long time ago when I was in Karachi American School, he was on the prayer mat. So he tell me on the prayer mat, you see, I come from Karachi American School, red pants I wear and go to sleep, and I say, suffer time. But you know me, very strict Shia about the clothing color in Muharram, Muharram suffer. So I say, oh my God, okay, I'm wearing red pants and all this in suffer. But let me just, I was tired now. I had some hockey practice or something in school. So I come back late, um, and I just wear the red pants I took out of my closet. I changed and this, right? I go to sleep and I see I'm cross-legged sitting on my bed. And Imam, I see this man, he's covered in he's covered with the, what do you call it, um, the sabil cloth we used to, sabil, for water during Muharram 10 days, 9 days. We used to use a black cloth for the water, giving the water outside, sabil we call it. And so he's wearing that cloth on his face and sitting on the prayer mat. Now, I don't know who he is, but then later on I find out who he is. He doesn't himself say he's Imam Sajjad, but he says, today you are wearing red. Do you know what we went through in the month of Safar? And then he lifts his head up and he says, Sham, Sham. And then he tells me, so I'm sitting on my bed, he's sitting down on the prayer mat, facing the Qibla in my old house. And I was living in my old house at the time. I was in my old house. And then he tells, so I say, who? I can't see his face. His face is covered with this muslin, what do you call it? Cloth, black cloth. So, how you spell this, muslin? Huh? Cloth, fabric, muslin. How you pronounce this? 100% cotton fabric. Google search, please. How you pronounce this? Yeah, it is muslin. Pronunciation. Well, I used to say muslin. Maybe it's
Muslin.
muslin. Muslim. 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 Okay.
Muslin.
Muslim. Muslim. Okay, it's Muslim. Muslim, yeah, Muslim. And then he tells me in my dream that you will be able to see my face if you do hijab. So I feel it is not mandatory. He said so nicely. What mandatory in? So I remember this dream in my new house later on when I'm, and I say why? Because Ahle Bayt come very gently to me, never give me threats. You know, the do hijab, it's compulsory. So this was Imam Sajjad, Imam Zain al-Abidin Ali ibn al-Hussein. But he never used a tone like, he tell me he attract me to himself like that. You know, when you see Imam Sajjad's face, what it is for for the Shia Muslims. So why Iran like this? So could it be compulsory? So then my Sunni friend also she like God knows email me this that right, not compulsory, and this now the Shias, okay, you see, do not do not, okay, if you think that the Khamar ladies, very Muslim ladies will come after me, do not make, believers, do not make something lawful unlawful. What Allah has made, what Allah has. So this we consider in Shia Islam a command. This the import, the way the Quran ayat tell us that do not is a command by Allah. And so no Muslim is supposed to make what Allah has made. Do not make unlawful. Sorry, right? Quran ayat. So this Muslim girl, she tried to fight, argue, try to have a debate with me. Oh, believers, do not, forbid. So this do not is a command from Allah. That's how Shias take it. They see the import of like this, the Quran ayats coming in this wordings. They take it as a command. Allah does not like transgressors. Maybe this Sunni Muslim friend looking, Allah does not like transgressors. Do not but not haram written here. That it is haram to forbid the good things which Allah has made. Some Sunni Muslims, they want everything in like a baba, but if haram. And no, it says do not transgress. And do not transgress. Indeed, Allah, I don't know how they take it. So, anyways, just for to say, so I want to understand Muslims. How do you take this? This not command. Some Muslims say this not command. Some ladies are, they think they know the Quran well, and they know the Arabic, and they are having debates, forums on. They start a very long time ago. My friend tell me in year 2000, they're having debates on this. That uh, this not mandatory. What is not mandatory? Hijab is not mandatory, not obligatory. Now where that, sorry, it has to be, I have to be slow. Where's my Quran Arabic? Here. You see, this ayat from the Quran not mandatory, and do not, and and not display their beauty. Where does it say it is mandatory? So let's go to verse 24:31. Surah 24. Surah 24, verse. My fingers are bigger than the verse 20. What? I forgot now. Why were verse 30? And enjoin believing women to cast down, and enjoin. So they say, it doesn't say do not. Okay, yes, maybe. So it says, and enjoin. So some Muslim women are also saying that this is not mandatory, and tell the believing women to reduce some of their vision, and tell them, and guard their private parts, and do not expose their adornment. Now for adornment, they say if you know your eye beautiful, don't put the makeup on it, and you choose where beauty lies in you. So cover that, like don't expose your. So not expose, it means that if someone, what if they praise your lips? What do you do then? How do you cover the lips in the public? You're not to wear lipstick on. You try to cover your lips as much as make it ugly. God only knows what this is. And to wrap a portion of the head covers over there, and to wrap. Where it does say obligatory. So just in this way, huh? Because I don't want to get serious, I get angry. Appears thereof, and to wrap a portion of the head covers over the chest and not expose the adornment. So here, adornment, all Muslims agree that not to except to the husbands, the fathers, artificial adornments or their whatever. Yeah, even the eyes are beautiful, or the lips, or the nose. Now we had the mask. So if man come and say, you have a beautiful nose, what I do? Ooh, now I wear mask. And my mother, if my mother tell me when she was alive that you have beautiful lips, what I do? Cover my lips, not wear lipstick. Like they say, don't accentuate. So everyone have their own interpretation on how to cover, not to expose their adornment, except to their husbands and all this, right? And let them not stamp their feet. And this man in working for a lawyer, he tell me that your eyes are like innocent as the most innocent part of. So I say, oh, thank you for the compliment. I really love this because innocence I love. Like no, he say your eyes are like baby. You see, now I cover my eyes. Innocence. Someone say another girl in college say your eyes are like beautiful shape and dear and what that is. Now I go in the college, put the sunglasses on, dark black. Make known what they conceal of the adornment, and turn to Allah in repentance, all of you. O believers, that you might succeed. So Shias take it that this, and then the Imams also give them, explain the ayats properly, an example. So in Ahl Bayt we have an example, not in Umm al-Mu'mineen. Sorry, Sunni Muslims, we not have, because they annoyed the Prophet, some of them, hear their goodness. We are tolerate. So what we do now? Command, order. Wait a minute. Let me see the verse previously. Previous verse. So Allah not to save you Muslims, because I come after the Allahu Akbar, on a day when the tongues, the hands, and the feet will bear witness against them to what they used to do. That day Allah will pay them in full their true recompense. Very, very. Truth manifest is the truth, and one who makes the truth manifest. He is the manifest truth. Oh, I know Ahmadi Quran would say he's the evident, he's the truth. Like a translation, very good translation of Ahmadi Quran. I had Ahmadi Quran. Manifest, evident truth. Yeah, manifest, evident. Allah. So, Muji Baba, you know what is? Of course, he is the manifest truth. So, like Aristotle said, he's the unmovable mover. Who can show you now? Muji Baba tear or all seven veils. Oh my God, on that day Allah will pay them the recompense of their deeds in full. First, you need to know who Allah is. So maybe in Kafi, I don't know if Imam explained, what does it mean that Allah is the manifest truth? And you don't have to explain. You know how you show it. Now, I don't mean to show off or anything, but like I want to know, because I read Jeremiah and about Prophet, I get a really bad feeling. Uh, like I don't want to say it. So I say something wrong in our brain, something in our brain that make us, I read about Mirza Ahmad, Ahmadi. He now, why would he want to be killed? I read about Bob, right? Why would he want to be killed? I read about His Highness Aga Khan. Now, why would he want to be killed or go to hell fire? Leading his Muslims who they call Ismailis because they've come from Imam Jafar Sadiq's son Ismail. And there was a split there between the Ismaili Shias and the Twelver Shias, as we call them ourselves. Excuse me, like that. So I want to know what's in the brain. Now, I don't know who Allah is, and I also go round and round in circles trying to find where's the proof of Allah. How can I bear witness to Allah? How can I bear witness to Allah? I mean, that Azim, that Hasti, I mean, Allah. And how did Shaitan go against Allah? Is he stupid? Right? No, just bow down, please. Why you bring pride and all this in? Just bow down, please. And bring all the sufferance. And then Adam, you make Adam go astray. But you see, here the Quran I say Adam disobeyed his Lord. But he was under duress. He got deceived and duped by Shaitan. Shaitan came in that high place and they are naked. And before that, even when standing naked, he was there. Naked. Angels bowed down to him. He didn't have clothes on. We are told in Quran ayat, right? Allah said all angels bow down to Adam. So if the polytheists were naked, you see that this I take you. So not to knowing God, who He is, how can we bear witness? Tell me. We, you know what Shahad, what Aka Puya write about Imam Hussein's Shahadat is, is that even martyrdom is fine. Like he's the king of martyrs, Imam Hussein, and even martyrdom is feels proud, would bow down to the sacrifice of Imam Hussein, something like this. Not bow down, but I don't know how Aka Puya. I don't have that book of Akapuya. It's not there. I can't find it in the Quran, a multilingual Quran. I had a book. It was my father's. Now you see. So how is he the manifest truth? How the Ahmadis translated is the evident truth. He's so evident. He's so evident. Oh, what is this evident? Self-evident. Ahmadi translation. Oh yes, he's the self-evident. Uh, he's self-evident. Now, what is self-evident? I look like a professor, maybe giving lecture. Take my eyeglasses off and moving my hand. You should see it. I look very funny. He is the self-evident truth, manifest truth. What it means. Anyone here or later? So one day I say that, okay, brain not, I'll be going, like, Muji Baba said that if I do this in self-inquiry, it will take ages. I'm taking you through the forest, cutting all those branches that are bad and all this, right? Or going through them. So I take you direct. You be the one who jumped over the cow who jumped over the moon. So please, for a moment, we will drop everything. Empty yourself, completely empty. What is this thing that is not thinking, that does not come from the brain, the mind, but just is here without thought interfering? Thought interfering? Is there something here? Close your eyes. Just let your thoughts be. If they are coming, let them come. Just don't pay attention to your thoughts. But just here you will need a little bit of put your attention, just let your attention, focusing go. And don't pay attention to anything. Just let go. Feeling of control, or I'm losing my equivalent. I'm losing it. If that come, if if I understand, it may come. Just let it be. What is this thing? Because you see, we've used the mind so much. We want to be in control all the time. We might feel a little disorientated. So, oh God, I'm losing it. I have no control over myself. Maybe I get possessed or something. That scare me, that fear may come to. So, or if you ask me not to use my mind, I will lose control. And I will lose it. I could go crazy because only crazy people don't use their mind and all this, right? But just be like, if you want to know this, where it is uncertain, discovering, adventurous, be courageous. So the mind is this thinking that I am life. No, life doesn't think it is life. Be like a baby. Give yourself to your mother. Just let just let it be. Just trust in providence. You might feel, I feel helpless. I feel these kind of panic attacks might happen. But for the truth, you know what Descartes also did? Descartes, Rene Descartes. What is the self-evident truth that does not need evidence for you? What Imam Hussain say? Hmm? That it how can a thing which is dependent on you for its existence, well, it can be a sign of your existence, no, be proof for your existence, right? How can a thing which is dependent on you for its existence, be proof for your existence? It can come close, 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 but not very close. It will just remain a sign for scientists to maybe have telescopes made, microscopes made, tools, but they will be going around in circles. They can't find the self-evident truth because it doesn't have any proof. This is so vast. They found atoms, very, very small. You can't see them, but they can't find this. They've reached, sorry, excuse me, just having tea, a sip of my tea. So they've reached very high place, but, excuse me, but this place they cannot reach. So now, let us just drop our stubbornness and everything about no he's or even trying to hurt ourselves and punish ourselves because no one has found proof of Allah or God or Most High. Christians call, or Yahweh, Jews call. Because, my dear friends, scientists, atheists, how can you find proof in something else, of something which is vast than you? Maybe in your DNA you can find proof of your parents, mother, father, right? And whole like forefathers, origin. But science has advanced a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, but not enough to get the evidence of this manifest truth. Meaning, when I read Ahmadi Quran, I think they call it the self-evident truth. And this is not created. Manifestation is not creation. He is Allah, meaning is the manifest truth. So just a little off the cuff, off the topic. Since this ayat has come, and then I keep forgetting, and so in a broken way, then I will go back my throat if my throat will allow me. It's already getting like dry from one side. So just need some tea. Sip. Self-evident truth. So no scientist finding it because you can go hither and thither and find science for it. You see, science reached such high advanced positions in their findings that they reach atom, and even now there's quantum physics. So M theory and God knows how many theories, and boson, and this and that. Right, M theory, and there's other theory also. So self-evident truth. If you don't understand manifest, can I put it like the open? Mubin is open. So it is. So the Ahmadis makes all things manifest. Now, what's the translation of Yusuf Ali? You see, translations can make all the difference, and they will realize that Allah is the very truth that makes all things manifest. Let's keep it very, very simple. Is the truth the one who makes the truth manifest? Is the truth and the one who makes the truth. So we are looking for that. Allah is the truth. And Allah is the manifest truth. He, wait, how does it say it in the ayat? Sometimes it's not the right, but anyways, let us check and they will know that Allah, He, Huwa, He is the truth, the manifest. He is the manifest truth. And so no one created him. He's the uncreated. And what do you see here? When you drop your thoughts, uh, don't control anything. Just empty yourselves completely. Like you are in a, you know, not holding on to me. You even leave me and mine. And I am Zahra, or I am Maryam, or I am a Shia, Sunni. My mother was this, my mother's name. Leave all that. Just empty, empty, empty. Now I will do a little bit of Moji Baba. Because what you find now here, do you find that this pure awareness, not a thinking, exists as life itself, everlasting, eternal, absolute? You will answer yourself. When you intellectually do it, given to the mind, you will not be able to see the truth. It's the self-evident truth, thanks to Ahmadis. And you can, but you know why I'm using self-evident? Because, and manifest you can use as a manifestation is uncreated. So do you see this? That is, do you see it or is it here for all? Is it just pure awareness? You see, so we can't put it in words properly, but for the sake of brevity, shortcut, I will just say, what do you see? It is, you see the all seeing. How can you see the all seeing? Because there's another ayat, but don't do it intellectually. Because all knowledge, information, intellects put together, all minds put together, cannot, all knowledge you gather, accumulate over the years, bring scientists and intellectuals, philosophers, have a conference you will not be given this, what Moji Baba has pointed to, and what I'm pointing to here, what Rupert Spera has also pointed to, what Dr. Deepak Chopra and others we don't even know. Bichare, they've gone without us knowing because they didn't. And what Mansur al Halaj, Anal Haq, and they killed him. The Shia clergies and all that were involved in this at that time. Imam Mahdi. So you see, what is this here? Someone might come here and say you're blaspheming, or I want to go to sleep and I've slept. Some Hindu, Indian came and gave me such a hard time on Facebook. Maybe a scientist, unprejudiced, or his ego doesn't come up, you know, maybe he will accept this, that yes, you're right. Because, wait, look at it. Don't say I'm right or agree with me, but this is right. This is right. Everyone who said this, who pointed to it, how can the evidence, proof of something which depends on you for its existence be proof of your existence? Imam Hussein saying, it can be a sign, proof. You see, everything which comes out of this, which is created by this, which is here, without any distance. No evidence will we ever find for this, the way atheists want it or scientists want it. I mean, Anna had to go with Finn for this dot. You know how to approach. You see, in Mr. God, this is Anna. Can you find this? Finn the dot. Oops, I can find it here. Okay. Finn the dot. Here it is. Finn, hold this one up for me. I held the cutout in the beam of the light. What did you want a shadow of a shadow for? I wondered. Not that way. Hold it perpendicular to the sheet. Righty, R, I replied, holding the paper shadow perpendicular to the sheet. What do you see, Finn? I turned to her. Her eyes were screwed tight, shut. She wasn't looking. A straight line. Now the next one. I held the next cutout perpendicular to the screen. What do you see now? A straight line. The third and fourth also gave straight lines. Natch. Anna had established the fact that an object, be it mountain or mouse, Petunia or King George himself, produced a shadow. Now, if you hold this shadow perpendicular to the screen, then all the shadows of all the objects produced a straight line. There was still more to come. Anna opened her eyes and looked hard at me. Finn, can you hold a line perpendicular to the screen? In your head, I mean. What would you see, Finn? What, eh? A spot, I answered. Yes. Her smile was brighter than the beam of the magic lantern. I still don't get what you're on about. That's what a number is. I suppose the nicest compliment ever paid to me was Anna's silence. Excuse me. That silence I interpreted as, well, you've got the intelligence to finish it off yourself. So get to it. I did, mind you. My mental gymnastics always ended up with, do you mean that it it did this time? I started off. Do you mean to say that what she meant to say was this? If a number, say 7, could be used to count things as diverse as banknotes and babies, books and bats, then all these diverse things must have something in common, some common factor unnoticed and unattended to. What could it be? This is science. Things had shadows. Having a shadow was a positive indication that something existed. So find a common factor, unnoticed and unattended. We don't find the common factor. What could it be? Things had shadows. Having a shadow was a positive indication that something existed. A shadow lost you many the things that you could not count, like redness and sweetness, and that was good, but it left you with shapes. A shadow had still got too much information attached to it. Since shadows were different, you obviously had to lose some more information to come to the common factor. Now, since a shadow lost you a lot of useless information, then it was reasonable to suppose that a shadow of a shadow would lose you some more. So it did. If and only if you held the shadow perpendicular to the screen, then and then all shadows became straight lines. The fact that all these straight lines were of different lengths was something else you didn't want. But the solution to this was easy. Simply make all the straight lines cast shadows. And there you are. What all these diverse things had in common. What all these diverse things had in common, the thing you really counted with a number, was the shadow of a shadow of a shadow, which was a dot. Every scrap of uncountable information had been lost by this method. This was it. This, what you counted. Having reduced all the multitude of things to a common essence. The dot, like the scientists have found atoms. Why did the scientists find atoms? Because and it, you know, it is useful to understand. The dot, the thing that you really counted. Anna proceeded to unwind things again. With a pencil in one hand, she plonked a dot on a clean sheet of paper. Ain't it wonderful, Finn? She said, pointing to the dot. That might be the shadow of a shadow of a shadow of me, or a bus, or anything. Or it might be you. I had a good look at myself. I didn't recognize myself, but I got the point. What were you before? Like in your mother's stomach, what were you? Right? So she unwound a dot to a straight line, from the line to a shape, from the shape to an object. This is how God works. Before she knew for creation, from a dot he made, from nothingness, let's say, he says in the Quran, out of nothing. So who? Nothing is Shiva, right? Even Hindus make Shiva something like nothing. An object you see might, after all, be the shadow of something more complex. And that something might be the shadow of something even more complex, and so on. The mind boggles at the thought. Now, how am I to suppose get this from the mind? The mind boggles at this thought. So I leave scientists and everything. But there was really nothing to it. So I was told, once you had managed to reduce everything to a dot, you couldn't reduce it any further. You couldn't reduce it any further. That was the end of the line. But as soon as you started to unwind things again, well, where did you stop? There was no reason why you shouldn't go on forever. Infinity, numbers, infinite numbers, right? Now, how am I to know? Except, of course, that there was one thing in this universe that was so complex that it couldn't become any more so. Even I guessed that one. None other than Mr. God. Anna had reached the ends of an infinite series of dimensions. At one end of the series was a dot, at the other, Mr. God. Mr. God, this is Anna by Finn Passage. Excerpt. So this is my creation. Allah Allah, Dr. Iqbal says, Allah Allah, by Bismillah Pedar, Mana Zibbe Azim Ahmad Bisar. A tradition says that Imam Ali said, what is in the Holy Quran is in the first chapter, Surah Fatiha. Maybe Huyi said that. Anyways, what is in the Holy Quran is in the first chapter, Surah Fatiha. What is in this surah, Surah Fatiha, is in the first verse, Bismillah. What is in Bismillah is in its first letter, Ba, and I'm the dot below the Ba. Ain't it wonderful, Finn? She said, pointing to the dot. This is Imam Ali. I'm just very, very upside down like this butterfly. From this eye, you can capture, like you can see big, big things. So what our Imam say? Imam Jafar Sadiq? No, Imam Ali, I think. What is that thing which, I don't know how he was asked a question. I. That the big things fit in the small thing. Huh? But right now, oh my God, so where else? But tell me, are you mute? So you said darkness is not good. So this is my great poem I write in Dubai when I come here long time ago in 1988 or 89. Now tell me if you can see the darkness in light. Hmm? So this like a surah. Are you mute? Can you see the rain that drops at your doorstep, the birds hymn songs of freedom, a rainbows created in the glorious sky, veiled with shimmering clouds? Are you blind when a tear is shed by an excruciating heart? This loner is leading a lonely path, a life that is buried, a death which is living, a lover who is seeking shelter in crippled hearts. Can you hear the break of a crystal glass, the wind whistling beside a river or lake, the tempo of the morning alarm, the chattering of children on the playground, a trumpet that blows your ears apart? Are you deaf when the pain of one's heart is crying out loud? The scream of the secluded one, those eyes of an admirer are calling your name. Can you smell those roses beside your bed? Or can you, beside your, yeah, okay. Can you taste the freshness of apples and lemons, the breakfast of your honeymoon? Can you talk to the peasants, the rich and poor, the mailman who rings your bell, a toddler that passes your way? Then are you mute when the tongue of love asks for the same language, when patience of an impulsive man is not rewarded therewith, a hungry love which is starving to death, a man of virtue? You see, this impulsive man, you say, you are impulsive. You will call me that you are going towards your loved one, you are not thinking, you are an impulsive person, right? But what if this without thinking, what these therapists and these people who think will tell me? They'll say you are impulsive. But you know, this river runs. Oh, oh, this river runs so deep within my heart. Michael Bolton song. Sing. River. Song. This river runs. This river runs so true. This river runs. Oh, this river runs to you. This river's deep like an ocean. It runs on blind emotion or devotion. It runs on blind devotion. But I'm not talking about the religious blindness now. Oh, oh, this river runs. So that's why when patience of an impulsive man is not rewarded therewith. Because you see, the whole world is saying, think before you go to your loved one. And someone is singing, जाने दो मुझे जाना है, वादा जो किया है वो निभाना है, बोलो कौन है वो? और मोहब्बत की जमाने से बगावत की, जी हाँ जी. You know those Indian songs we used to listen to in Karachi a long time ago? Zamana ab kar le kuch bhi. Whatever the world may do will do. I have done mahabbat. It is a sin. I betrayed the world. So therapists tell me you are impulsive. And when the patience of an impulsive man is not rewarded therewith, but how can they reward me? Or how do they know what my patience is? They don't know. And they call me impulsive. Baba, the river runs to the ocean. That was Unchained Melody also by Righteous Brothers. Oh, my love, my darling. This river runs where? This runs to the sea. Lonely riverside. Where do they sigh? To the sea, to the sea. They don't think. River doesn't think. So what you want to do is make a dam. You say, think, impulsive man. But because of you, he has to keep patient and not to go to Mistisa. Because you stop him, you put a dam there. Build a dam. A hungry love which is starving to death. A man of virtue and wisdom is not lauded for his deeds. And do we expect it? My granddad say, नेकी कर दरिया में फेंक. नेकी करो और दरिया में फेंक दो. Do a good deed and throw it in the ocean's water. But tear the cloth, my lord. That coming later on. The strength of love stranded by hypocrites. A friend is bearing his friend's hostilities. This heart is cracked, prohibited to be mended. Even justice covers his eyes when an innocent is assassinated or exploited. And the foes are given priorities. When a fire is ignited, not alighted. Sorry, I have to change this, but I couldn't change it. When a fire is extinguished, ignited in a blessed home, and evil is haunting a pure soul. Now tell me if you can see the darkness in light. This my video, butterfly. Darkness. Now tell me if you can see the darkness in light. Can you see that dot? Can scientists see it? Bole ki jai jai, Shiv ji ki jai jai. Now tell me if you can see the darkness in light. But this darkness, what the light is. So now Allah saying, so also this, please remember this ayat from where? Where is it? I've lost it. Manifest truth. Oh God, I trespass Miss Desa's house. When I come, very, very guilty I feel when I come to this verse. Do not enter houses. Today they will pay their true, them in full, Allah will pay them full in recompense. Allah is manifest truth. So what did Imam Ali say? Justice is putting things in their places, right? In order. How will you find justice when The world denies you justice. Huh? Understanding relationships, people. Okay. Oh, grandma, why people hurt others? Oh God. So here we went in. Now we go to grandma. Grandma, why do people hurt others? You see, hurt others. I've never seen you hurt anyone. So what my grand aunt have? Grandma, do you love me the most? I asked pleadingly. Of course I love you the most. Because in you I see the light of humanity. And you have such respect for others' wishes. I tell you, Miss Dessa will not agree to this. It would be unfair. Please, please, Miss Dessa, have some respect for my wishes. Sarah, please, Miss Dessa, stay on. Let me stay in your house for a little while more. 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more, half an hour. Miss Dessa know very well what you're trying to do to her. It would be unfair of me if I ever thought of loving you less than anyone, replied Grandma. Grandma, why do people hurt others? I have not seen you hurt anyone. Do they derive any pleasure from it? I simply don't like it. And you know, simple people in Henry James, Portrait of a Lady, he tells his mother that no, you are simple, and what his name? I forgot. So the Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. He says, simple people are the least of trouble. Now I want to get this simple. I can't get simple. I simply don't like it. You see, simple things we don't like, but I say here simply don't like it. And what we miss out? Simplicity. So that's why I unconsciously put this word. I simply don't like it. And what Paulo Coelho said about what the simple things or simple are the most, no, the simple people, most extraordinary, they have extraordinary beauty. I will see, check that later. You can correct me how Paulo Coelho has put it about the simple things, right? Or simplicity. I said, I simply don't like it, I said. Yes, dear, no one likes it. But people hurt each other because they do not understand each other. This hurting happens unconsciously at times. The intentional hurting is done out of prejudice, selfishness, self pity, and jealousy. Grandma continued, and maybe insecurity and all this human beings have. It is a game of understanding the human nature. If you understand it, you will not be hurt by people. It's a shield which will protect you. So we also want to save humanity. How, Grandma? How, Grandma? When will I understand this game and how to play it? Tell me, please, I exclaimed. I cannot teach it to you, my love, but simply by experience you will learn. I can only explain certain things, like if you do not want people to take undue advantage of your kindness, then you must not be so sweet like a flower whose sweetness the bees suck away. One can only impose certain limits and not exceed them by encroaching upon the rights of others. But do not create a barrier so strong that when you want to break it, it does not break. People need you and you need them. As you have one My love, try to win the love and respect of others. This, in result, will show you how much you have succeeded as a good sports person while in the game, explained Grandma. This is an interesting game, Grandma. Do you ever play it with me? I asked. My little flower, you are so close to me that we have a natural understanding. We've lost that natural understanding in this world. So, nature, simple, simplicity. I have not only read you like a book, because Miss Tissa said she has read me like an open book. I'm an open book to be read, but I understand the true meaning of it. Grandma replied confidently. So, this confidence. So, you see this, what have we lost here in this world? And one religion to blame is this one. So whether Imam Ali said he's the dot below the bar, as I look at this how we have missed the truth. And yes, Imam Ali said he's the dot below the bar. But little knowledge have we given you. They ask your prophet about the spirit. Say its nature is known only to my Lord. Nature is known. Oh, you, excuse me, and you, O humanity, have been given but little knowledge. What would have happened if they had given us, if the prophet doesn't know? So even the prophet says, maybe we thought, why little knowledge has been given to us? Because if we had a lot of complete knowledge of the spirit, we could misuse it. We could not only physically give pain, but maybe want to ruin the spirit of humanity. But those people given lack of knowledge of the spirit, uh, although they know God on our mouths, He taught us. They tell me, they tell, oh Rasulullah, like God, on the mouth, we praise Him with the mouth. Uh, this great God that nothing can contain Him. What the Rasulullah did, what an intelligent prophet. And he brought every original thing to us, his original religion and all this. So God knows where the Muslims go, and then the Shias go even further. Because of Imam Hussein and Imam Zain al-Abidin and Bibi Zainab. So I had to dive into this adventure. That what if, so on one side I looked at I can't now put in words, sorry, all that I thought about, that the Muslims have explained and what my Islam has given me, and God has given us abundance, right? Bibi Fatma Zahra. So this little knowledge, and then Bibi Fatma Zahra's khutbah, how she started, right? Bibi Fatma Zahra with Abu Bakr on Fadaq. Khutbah. Oh God, Allah, to Abu Bakr. Let me show you what she say. I think she say like later on what I get in Shakti Gwain's book, Creative Visualization. Fatimia is Ashura. Lutfullah Safi Gulpeigani. Fadak, Zahra one. Lamentations, praise and eulogy for the Lord and witness of the unity of Allah. She started her speech by saying, praise be to Allah for His bounties upon us, and thanks be to Him for all that He inspired and commended in His name for all the bounties He created before our own creation, for all common bounties that He bestowed upon us from His own self without even our asking for it, and abundant and complete bounties. So when Shakti Gawain in her creative visualization, abundant, of course, we have abundance, you see. Creative visualization, you read this book, by Shakti Gawain. I took, oh wait, yes, but it, I saw I didn't think I would get it so quickly. You see, this is the one, but only the cover was different. So God has given abundance. This is Shakti Gawain. Now I see the author. I was quite honored to see the face of the author, see her talking, because I bought her book when I in 1987, 88. Creative visualization is the art of using mental imagery and affirmation. So the quote, let me see if I can find that quote on abundance. Every moment of your life is infinitely creative, and the universe is endlessly bountiful. Let us imagine that life is a river. Yeah, I remember the river exercise. Don't hold on. Okay, wait a minute. We always attract into our lives whatever we think about most, believe most strongly, expect on the deepest level, and imagine most vividly. Every moment of your life is infinitely creative, and the universe is endlessly bountiful. Just put forth a clear enough request, and everything your heart truly desires must come to you. Let us imagine that life is a river. Most people are clinging. Oh, I did this exercise long time ago in my mind. I didn't jump in the river though. Uh, Most people are clinging to the bank, afraid to let go and risk being carried along by the current of the river. At a certain point, each of us must be willing to simply let go. Very simple. Just let go and trust the river to carry us along safely. So, oh yes, Shakti Gawain, then came that St. Joseph's College, and came that song Unchained Melody on Time, what timing Ghost movie came, and from Ghost the movie, Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze's came that a song like by this oh my love. So I let myself go with the river. But there may be these people, like my principal holding on to the bank. अल्लाह मरीशी तो रब से साहिल साहिल चलने वाले क्या जाने दरिया की गहराई क्या है. What is the depth of the ocean? The ones who just walk on the shore. साहिल साहिल चलने वाले क्या जाने दरिया की गहराई क्या है. Go with the flow. So this help for humanity. And she even put in her introduction that this out of love for anyone she can help, she would be grateful to God. She's not a religious person, but you know what? She would be really grateful. At this point, we learn to go with the flow, and it feels wonderful. Once we have become accustomed to being in the flow of the river, we can begin to look ahead and give our course onward. Oh, sorry, and guide our course onward, deciding where the course looks best. So, first let go, trust in the river, and then when we have let go of everything that we're clinging on to, we have clinged on to due to conditioning and all this, habit, mind, at a certain point, each of us must be willing to simply let go and trust the river to carry us along safely. At this point, we learn to go with the flow, and it feels wonderful. No, it was like, ah. Once we have become accustomed to being in the flow of the river, we can begin to look ahead and guide our course onward, deciding where the course looks best, steering the way around boulders and snags, and choosing which of the many channels and branches of the river we prefer to follow, all the while still going with the flow. The clearer and stronger your intention, the more quickly and easily your creative visualization will work. Support others and create more happiness for themselves. The process of change does not occur on superficial levels through mere positive thinking. It involves exploring, discovering, and changing our deepest, most basic attitude toward life. Where's that abundance one? Manifest for me this or something. You said it in St. Joseph's College. This or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. So you're not there with your mummy? So what? Because this or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. Her prayer, her affirmation given to us in her book. Divine light and divine love are flowing through me and radiating from me to everything around me. I did this why I feel. It is often very helpful to use creative visualization in picturing yourself as a more relaxed, open person. You see, this with open person flowing, living in here and now, living in the here and now, and always connected with your inner essence. Why? You see, why always connected with your inner? And what is this inner essence? It is God, your divine self, your true nature. Universe is unfolding perfectly. I don't have to hang on. I can relax and let go. I can go with the flow. I trust my own process. I always have everything I need. So, that time, very, very big step I had to take because I was after Miss Tessa and she wasn't coming back. Very hard words for me. I always have everything I need, and God has given us everything. I have all the love I need within my own heart. I'm a lovable and loving person. I'm whole in myself. Divine love is guiding me, and I'm always taken care of. The universe always provides. Sorry, I have this problem all the time with my throat. The practice of engaging in affirmation allows us to begin replacing some of our stale, worn out, or negative mind chatter with more positive ideas and concepts. I trust my own process. I always have everything I need. I trust my own process. I always, always have everything I need. So if you are restless, you have lost a loved one, I hope this helps you. I had to sit myself down and say, Zahra, it's in your religion too. Trust in Allah, believers, and God has given us abundance, providence. The Buddhist philosophy means by letting go of attachment. It's similar to the Christian concept, God's will be done. So surrender to God's will. And the abundance one, manifest, create, use your imagination. So you see, ask and it shall be given you. All this, even, yeah, she put Christian uh, thoughts, did she? But she says she's not from any religion. Thoughts and feelings have their own magnetic energy that attracts energy of a similar nature. Don't manipulate things but trying to manipulate things and people. You see, so they say it in a very nice, positive way. Almost everything. If someone tell you do not do this, you will do it because then it become a challenge and adventure. Almost everything you truly need or want is here for the asking. You only need to believe that it is so, truly desire it, and be willing to accept it when it comes your way. So I am worthy of this love. I accept this love in my life. Things like that. I'm worthy of this success. I deserve it. In order to cause a shadow to disappear, you must shine light on it. So this is good, but now is manifestation. So you just need to know that the evident truth manifested, and then it will guide you to what needs to be manifested. Because I have given myself to Him, His will surrendered. I know what. No, I mean I don't know, but what divine love is guiding me, and I'm always taken care of. The universe always provides. My grand aunt used to say, Allah ki kainat mein koi kami nahi hai. Also, thought. So she like, huh? You see, Shakti going as to like, how does she know what thought is? We don't know what thought is. We are not told in the Quran what thought is. And Imam Ali told us what thought is? No. So thought is a quick, light, mobile form of energy. Oh God, be careful what you think. It manifests instantaneously. Yes. Unless, so as we think, so are we, Bible verse, right? Unlike the denser forms such as matter. The idea is like a blueprint. It creates an image of the form, which then magnetizes and guides the physical energy to flow into that form and eventually manifest it on the physical plane. My God. Where was I as a Shia in, I was doing O levels and I did not know all this. We always attract that your self image is the way you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. The ultimate point of creative visualization, to make every moment of our lives a moment of wondrous creation in which we are just naturally choosing the best. Naturally choosing the best. Why you not trust? Try to picture yourself clear in your eyes. This about fear loses its power. Once we are willing to look fully and deeply at the source of a fear, it loses its power. The nature of life is constant change, constant flux, all this. So, thank you, Goodreads also, and this. So, I need to help human beings and myself also at the same time, simultaneously. So, as I'm losing breath, can't oxygen not going in my I can't think straight also. So but I will you see this self-evident truth, and Allah is the light. This is al-hijr, huh? So why was I here? I forgot. Evil words of, okay. And then, oh, is it, oh, you have believed, do not enter houses other than, oh God, I've enough guilty feeling. And if you do not find anyone enough guilty feeling, trespassing, Mr. Saza, there's no blame upon you. God, please forgive me. How many times is God going to forgive you? Tell the believing men to reduce. Acha, it's about the. So, have I forgotten to complete something? Khamar and Khumar. And tell the believing women to reduce some of their vision. Tell and enjoin believing. What did it say here? Is it a command? So hijab should uh, should hijab be mandatory in a country by the state, imposed by the state on women? And say to the believing women, they should lower their gaze of their gaze and say, Kul. Tell the believing men to lower their gaze. Do not, maybe, yeah. And tell the believing women to reduce, except the head covers over the chest appears thereof, and to wrap a portion of the head covers over their chests. Khamar is the word. You see, but we're not at that. What is Shia's right or wrong? Should it be compulsory? Oh, you believers! Oh, you believers! Turn your all together towards Allah that you may attain bliss. Yeah, so turn to Allah. So what you'll do is let everything go now. Because you see, this Allah, He say, I'm light, and the Spirit's knowledge we have been given but a little, and only the pure can touch this. How are we to understand? Only the pure. Also, this very, very difficult. So you have to purify yourself. Not that what you call it. Only the pure can, not that the wuzu. Only the pure can touch this. Surya Vakya. Let me show you. So there are prerequisites to this. In this, the purified ones can refer only to the angels, and not touch cannot be taken in the literal sense of physical touch. Of course not. But how will you understand the Quran if you are not pure? Tell me. Because it refers to it, meaning the Quran. Where is the ayat? Have I? So this is Sunni. That is not touched except by the purified ones. Hmm? If you cannot touch it, and if you are not pure, some commentators, Muslim purified ones, can refer to only to angels, and the phrase not touch cannot be taken in literal sense of physical touch. It would rather mean being aware of. The sense of the verse would be that no one is aware of the preserved tablet and its contents except the purified angels. Qurtubi, the interpretation is adopted in Bayan al-Quran as well. The second possibility is that the phrase that is not touched except by the purified ones is taken as a qualification of the Quran referred to in the previous verse. In this case, the word Quran would refer to the scrolls or scripts in which it is written, and not touch will remain in its literal sense of referring to physical touch by hand, etc. The sense would be the script of the Quran is not touched by anyone except by the purified angels who bring revelation to. Yes, you can't touch this song, American song coming. Since this interpretation does not need to take the word touch in its figurative sense, Qurtubi and some other commentators have preferred this interpretation. Imam Malik says the best interpretation of verse 77 and 78 I have ever heard is what is mentioned in Surah Abasa, verses 13 to 16. It is recorded in those scripts, the preserved tablet, that are honored, exalted, purified. Okay, you cannot touch the preserved tablets. I thought it meant that you cannot touch this Quran. Like in the meaning, if you can't even be aware of it, or conscious of it, how can you understand its meaning unless you are purified? And here they say the only the purified are the angels, and we humans are najis also. And do not ascribe purity to yourself. Now, who is mutahharan? Bibi Maryam in the Quran ayat? Oh God, so only clean may touch the Quran. So, on the basis of the foregoing prophet, I mean, you can go on, and this really my Quranic. Uh, so you see, I don't want to confuse myself, but some scholars have ruled it which is proved by this very verse. This, that, take a bath and all this. Also, so now, uh, do not ascribe purity to yourselves. How do I know what I understand by this? Because I'm not pure. So we need to get pure. Therefore, ascribe not purity unto yourselves. Therefore, let's see the previous ayat then. Surah Najm, ayat 32. And don't even dispute with him what he saw. You can't see it. Your Sahabas have not yet seen it. They've called him mad, possessed. That's why the Quran ayat in Surah Najm says, your companion is not the mad, possessed. Those who avoid the major sins and immoralities, only committing slight ones. Indeed, your Lord is vast in forgiveness. He was not most knowing of you when he produced you from the earth and when you were fetuses in the wombs of your mothers. So do not claim yourselves to be pure. He is most knowing of who fears him. Have you seen the one who turned away? Oh God. Let's see the previous. And to Allah belong whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth, that he may recompense those who do evil with the penalty of what they have done, and recompense those who do good with the best reward. But we cannot do any good without being graced by you, God, because we don't have any good, unless you give us good. And so now we go to 32. So do not claim yourselves to be pure. Now, how will you understand something that is pure? Huh? Do, only the pure touch this. Surah Waqia ayat. So you will be, once you understand this, you will go running, become Shia. You will go to the Imam, hopefully, and not just stick to your Sunni Islam, right? Caliph is coming. Where your Caliph today? So it will be Prophet Muhammad's progeny. You're going to run, and you will forget this saying Allah, your whole, Ibrahim. Oh yeah, you will say that, but you will stop. You won't say Sahabas, Salwat on Sahabas of Prophet Muhammad. You will just say Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And what have you done? Prejudice again. What the Shias have done. You see, they're not leaving us any room for open mind to find truth unbiased, not following this one and that one. If you love Allah, follow me. Allah will love you. So, and only thoroughly purify you with the thorough purification. The verse is for Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein. Not even al Mu'mineen. It turned. It changed because if they say the Shias know it. They worked it out. From the mother of the believers, the verse turns. Turning has a sharp turn. And it says that male and female, the word. Now, how Al-Mu'mineen male? So how Allah, very most intelligent, put there, right? Most with whatever you may call it, not intelligent because it doesn't use his mind, but the most all-knowing and that Allah, most powerful one. So beyond intelligence, how he changed it, because Al-Mu'mineen, you cannot follow. She dropped the bowl. Surah Tahrim, we are told she annoyed Prophet Muhammad, both of them. That's why he had to take oath. And he forbid himself what Allah made lawful for him. Then we come to the Surah Tawbah ayat against the Christian Jews also, that they forbid what happening? Police, what in the world is going on here? And you want me to remain like this, dumb and unbiased? Biased? Go to Alibet and forget Hui? Forget and become, forget, no, not to forget Hui. Because we as Shias remembered the oppressed and why should we forget Hui? Bani Qurayza and how all what he did, and do not go naked. Now you tell me about this Adam. Yeah, all angels. When did the angels bow to him? When he was naked. Oh, so there in that realm, when you die, you only wrapped in one cloth. In the Shia and the Muslim, I think. You not to wear suit and all these clothes. You only wrapped in a white cloth, sheet of cloth, like sheet. And you go naked to Allah. The soul have no male and female. Yeah, that's true. But Adam was there, right? He was informed. And because Allah say, oh Iblis, what made you not to bow to him when I've made him with my own two hands? Right? And so he even blew. God blew in him his spirit. So now you see, here half. Now what if I ask Imam that the spirit God blew, so this how it movement of spirit now. Okay, let's take Aristotle, that the God unmovable mover, and then he blew, so the spirit move. How the spirit move, and so I wanted to understand all these things. You see, and God did not. No Imam tell me. Once we find out what the spirit of Allah is, so we need to go to Jesus, because Jesus, we are told in the Quran ayat, spirit of Allah. So, yet the Spirit's knowledge we have given you but little, right? And if this verse was, if he had said this come from polities, dirty polities, what would he have said? Think about it. But that's stupid. I mean, for me to say that, it's just waste of time. Maybe he say that they withhold, they grudge, they don't not give knowledge, like he said about the Jews in the Quran, that they say Allah's hands are tied. Yes, so I can assume safely. They're not. They are very misers, and this and how generous Prophet Muhammad was. Khadija will tell you. Sunni sources you read. But these polytheists, they were giving water freely to the pilgrims. A Quran ayat. So, if let's suppose if Huawei had said that I don't, God has given but little knowledge to us about the spirit. It is of the affair of God. Prophet Muhammad would have freaked out. No, no. Prophet Muhammad would have said, "Oh, woe be to you, O Jew! How dare you say that? You mean to say that God is..." No, no, nauzubillah, nauzubillah. And you say the Jews say that God's hands are tied. God's hands are tied? What is going on? Now you understand all. Who is most intelligent? Tell me. Who has won today? Truth has won and falsehood has lost. I bring no challenging Islam here for 2 hours. It started 2 hours ago. And no Muslim coming for this challenge. Because here they came, they went, they said that we can only comment here, not enough. 2 hours, 6 minutes. Please, 2 hours, 6 minutes. So, anyone give me an answer? Why we not to know? Why begrudgingly give knowledge? And keep this knowledge away. And are you pure? To touch the Quran, to understand, meaning with your mind. Where will you understand the Quran? That has come from the trusted spirit. Okay, come from the trusted spirit to the Prophet's heart. And the Sunni hadiths say that his heart opened and cleaned and then closed. Hmm? So leave the Quran with Muhammad? But no, Shia is even worse. They say Imam Ali is there, then come Imam Hassan, then Imam Hussein, then Imam Zainul Abidin, then Imam Muhammad Baqir, then Imam Jafar Sadiq, then Imam Musa Kazim, then Imam Ali Raza, then Imam Muhammad Baqir, then Imam Ali al-Naqi, then Imam Ali Askari, then Imam Mahdi as-Salah. Adrikni, adrikni, adrikni. Adl al-Bala. What did the dua to Imam Mahdi? Oh, come quick. Adrikni, adrikni, adrikni. Dua Azam al-Bala. Oh, so that's why Michaela called Hasad Khan Bala. Maybe he is Imam Dua Fajr, Faraj, invocation for the advent of the Imam of age. In the name of Allah, the beneficent. Now Zara very bit scared. The all beneficent, the all merciful. O my Lord, the calamity has aggravated, the absence prolonged, the curtain of modesty has been lifted, hope has been curtailed, the earth has been narrow and sky has been denied. And you are the one from whom help is sought and complaints are made. And in you we trust in the times of difficulty. O Allah, send blessings upon Muhammad and the progeny of Muhammad, the possessor of authority whose obedience you have enjoyed upon us. How quickly I've become dumb. I left my reasoning and now I'm scared. See, fear can do this. And by that made us aware of their position. Then make open for us by their truth an immediate opening, immediate as a wink or sooner. Yani blink of an eye, not a wink. Oh, goodness. They are like me, but better. Are even worse than my Shias in translation. O Muhammad, O Ali, O Ali, O Muhammad. Suffice me both of you as both of you are sufficient. You are sufficient unto me. So is Allah. Help me, two of you, for you are my helpers. O our master, O our master of time. Ya Imam Sahib Zaman, Maulana, Ya Maula, Ya Sahib Zaman, Al Ghaus, Al Ghaus, Al Ghaus. Help, help, help. Adrikni, Adrikni, Adrikni. Rescue me, rescue me, rescue me. Asa'atan, Asa'ata, Asa'at. Sa'a. This moment, this moment, this moment. So when Brian P. Grossi say the wow of the now, I think he Imam Mehdi or something. You may then slap your right thigh with your hand 3 times, and at each time say the following words: Hasten, hasten, hasten. Now you're not supposed to say English in Arabic accent. Oh, most merciful of the most merciful. My thighs are hurting. Did it say on the thigh? Don't tell me you are as bad as me. Lap. Hit yourself on your laps. You know what I mean. So sorry, but what can I do? Because this is a crisis for us, and I cannot just sit here and cry. You may slap your right thigh. Yeah, I could have said lap, Yeah, slap your lap, right lap. This is my English. Slap your right lap. It even rhyme. I think I did not grow up. My brain remained 15. I had such a trauma in my life when they separated me from Istisa. Slap your right lap. Lap, you know when you say. No, I don't want to. So, Imam is going to come. And Quran, hello, have you lost your brain? Right? Please. Who are you going to? If you follow Bob, Iranians killed him. Shia clergies and all killed him. If you say Ana al Haq or Mansur al Halaj, Imam Mahdi, first, oh, please. Again, I'm also really like a stupid fool. Wishful thinking. I learned active child from philosophy also. This in our book in college. Active child. Children, why you never learn? So please look philosophy. This is like wishful thinking. Loris Malaguzzi on the active child, learning, dem learning. So you see, yeah, it's like Loris Malaguzzi centers everything on the active child who, together with the nurturing and experience guide, actively constructs her own. Let me go there. What is wrong with me? You see, some people saying, come to this religion, Quran without thinking. Oh, this is in 1993. Malaguzzi says that we should never think of the child in the abstract. Instead, we need to give some close attention to the particulars of the child right in front of us. Or, this is about a child, active child. But you know what active child means in philosophy? It means wishfulness, wishful thinking. So, my book there back home in my residence country. Please, you want, are you a little bit, yeah, I got a little bit easy. So, the Quran, it's not coming because you're impure. And and the discrepancies in the Quran, huh? And anyone can come and say, I'm Imam Hassan Askari's, but no one has dared to come and say this. They've said they're Imam Mahdi, but the proof is that he is the son of Narjis Khatun, a Roman princess whom Imam Askari married, son of Imam Hassan Askari. Oh, getting scared? So the this romantic story, you know, how Narjis Khatun fell in love with love story. Narjis Khatun, the mother of Imam Mahdi, Imam Hassan Askari's wife. No, yes, Imam Ali al-Naki, Fatima, daughter of Prophet. So, marriage to Narjis Khatun, Shia vault. The story of Narjis Khatun and her marriage to Imam Hassan al-Askari has been related in the tradition thus. One day, Imam Hadi, 10th Imam, oh, one day Imam Hadi, the 10th Imam, said to one of his companions, he's Imam al-Naki also. Uh, so Bishr ibn Sulaiman, a descendant of Abu Ayyub Ansari. Considering the reputation and status you and your ancestors enjoy in Islam, I want to entrust a very important but confidential task to you. Thereafter, Imam Hadi proceeded to explain to him the details of the mission. Go to the bridge of Baghdad and await the arrival of a man who has numerous maid slaves with him for sale. When he puts them up for sale, take this pouch of money and buy a maid with the following characteristics. If the maid refuses, hand over this letter to her and bring her along with you. Bishr ibn Sulaiman proceeded to the bridge of Baghdad to implement the order of his Imam. At that moment, a man passed with a good number of slave girls, among them being the one described by Imam Hadi. Bishr ibn Sulaiman went ahead and offered to buy that slave girl. The man replied, I give the freedom of choice to the slave girl herself, if she wants to accept your offer. Go and talk to her. If she agrees, I have no objection. Bishr ibn Sulaiman went to the slave girl who refused the offer. On this, he handed over the letter of Imam Hadi, her father-in-law, to be, to her. After reading the letter, she accepted the offer. After the amount was finalized, Bishr handed over the agreed remuneration, remuneration to the seller and brought the slave girl along to Samara. On the way, he asked the slave girl, do you recognize the owner of the letter? Because I think you are not an Arab but a Roman. Do you have any prior contact with the owner of the letter? The girl replied, had I not recognized Abu Ayyub Ansari is, uh, is the same illustrious person whose, whose house had the honor of being the first halt of the Holy Prophet in Medina. He and his mother gained the distinction of preceding others in being the host of Allah's Messenger. Abu Ayyub and his sons were always the companions of the Holy Prophet and the infallible Imams. What's this? Who's Abu Ayyub? Him. I would not have agreed to this deal. Bishr inquired, have you seen him? She replied, apparently no, but I'm acquainted with him. A perplexed Bishr asked, from where, how? The girl retorted, are you not among his Shias? Then why are you asking such questions? Is he not an Imam? Is not your recognition about Imam Hadi like mine? Bishr queried, what is your story? The slave girl commenced her story. I'm the daughter of Yeshua, the Caesar of Rome. I saw Hazrat Maryam in a dream, and through her I became a Muslim in my country. So the wedding, my dreams have fallen apart. Anyways, I became a Muslim. This really hurt my heart. In my country, I was supposed to marry my cousin, but my wedding congregation was disrupted, due to which I had become slightly disgruntled. That very night of Islam, Messenger of Islam and Hazrat Isa appeared in my dream, and I became engrossed in the thought of coming to the Islamic capital. In the same dream, I saw Imam Hadi that he was saying, in the war raging between the Muslims and your father's army, oh goodness, again it's happened. So the Muslims, slave girl, come over to Baghdad near the bridge. My request, come. You read this, please. So among the acceptable facts of Imam Zamana life history, his mother was a Roman slave girl. I thought she was a princess. Whose name was Nargis or Sosan. No, no, here you have missed. Sorry, Muslims, that she was okay. And so there was a war between them. I don't read this. Line up yourself in the queue of slave girls and come over to Baghdad. Prophet Muhammad also married Safiya bint Khalili. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Safiya bint Tuway. In Muslim terminology, who am I after? Safiya Khalili. In Muslim terminology, according to Safiya Khalili is a Shia. My mother has known them, their families. Rome implies Asia Minor. So she fell in love with Imam Hassan Askari as she had this dream. The Caesar of Rome, yani she was the princess. And since the Muslims were fighting the Roman, in a dream I became a Muslim. In my country, I was supposed to marry my cousin. Oh, goodness. Okay. Sorry, now my ear is hurting. So, Shia Islam is, you think that I'm just, Western, that what I'm saying is in thing or something like this. No, I have been sincere, and you think that, okay, some of my things are like, are we dumb or what? But I tell you, you sit with the Hindus and what the Shias are going to think, Shia religious scholars. No, they're not going to think anything. Perhaps I'm not saying, I'm not talking for them, but the robed ones like my father, like after we don't go to the Sufism because Ahle Bayt Shias are And if someone, and like not even go, my father was not this kind of person going to, like Shehbaz Kalandar. My mother, yes, but be dignified and have a dignified life and not make a fool out of yourself. Ahle Bayt want to give you a dignified life. And so his religious scholars and his robe to religious scholars. So don't I, because if I, what is this clapping and all this singing? So what if tomorrow I join Bhakti Marga and you tell me that what did they say you are doing? But you were not going to say it in front of the Hindus. But we also have a very high-minded thinking. And let's see from a very Imam Hassan's aulad, children, uh, or Imam Hussein's Sayyid and the robe. He has a robe on, the black and dignified, and you know how our Shias are. So, I mean, if this person, Imam Mehdi, come like a clown, but you know what? My father, I don't think he knows about what his name, Imam Musai Kazim's. Imam Musai Kazim sent him this to become Junoon or Majnoon, right? What his disciple, Imam Musai Kazim's disciple's name? I've forgotten. So he acted in a very Majnoon way. Not Junoon. Yeah, Jay, he sent his disciple because they used to kill the Shias and all. A.B. Bahlul. So no, no, not every stories of Bahlul. You see, you're going to say that you are making a spectacle out of yourself. He was Imam Musa Kazim's disciple, Sahaba, Ashab. The book is dedicated in memory of my father, Qasim Hassan Jafri. A little about Bahlul. Bahlul was born in Kufa. His real name is Wahab bin Amr. Harun Rashid feared for the safety of his caliphate and kingdom from the seventh Imam Musa Qasim. Therefore, he tried to destroy the Imam. Harun thought of a trick by which he could kill the holy Imam. He put the blame of rebellion upon the Imam and demanded maybe. Oh, now I don't know, but yeah, rebellion. Oh goodness. So, anyways, okay. Uh, Rebellion upon the Imam demanded a judicial decree from the pious people of his time, which included Bahlul. Everyone gave the decree except Bahlul, who opposed the decision. He immediately went to the Imam and informed him of the circumstances and asked for advice and guidance. Then and there, the Imam told him to act insanely. Because of the situation, Bahlul acted insanely by the Imam's order. By doing this, he was saved from Harun's punishment. Now, without any fear of danger. So, sometimes we go to these saints and they act insane, and then we are told here also. That's why Bahlul acted very insanely, like ask Harun Rashid to tell him something, and he threw uh, he made this thing of sand and he threw it on his forehead. Things like that. Very, very crazy. Bahlul. Huh, very, very funny. It is said that Harun Rashid sent some food to Balul. His servant brought the food to Balul, put it in front of him, and said, "This is the Khalifa's special food. He has sent it to you to eat." Balul placed the food in front of the dog that was sitting in the ruins of the place. The servant screamed, "Why did you give the Khalifa's food to the dog?" Balul said, "Be quiet. If the dog hears that the Khalifa sent this food, it won't eat it either." Like this, you know. So this, no, no, but I get the collective, like Iran should have mandatory, because you know people going into adultery not good, and then you should have muta very good, you know, to avoid adultery and all, very good, and even yeah, because then you know you take responsibility. This some men want to have adultery, want to have urges and desires. You take the responsibility. So there are conditions to the muta, right? Very good. And what else is there? So yeah, Westerners. Yeah, yeah. So in contemplation to that, but over my head, like you know, just from my head. Very good. Muta, avoid all this. And if you have fear, marry. This for very like what are alims and all this, and Iran without no. So I cannot convince Iran that why state mandatory, no, because they, you know, Bibi Fatima Zahra. But when still we get fearful, you know. Did I make some mistakes here? Because your Prophet Muhammad is, you know, exalted, and you're not going to listen to anyone. How can you listen to anyone? Oh my goodness, still here. So no, you don't want to. Surah Azab. You don't want to see Bani Qurayza's, the other side, like I saw. I don't think you should make hijab mandatory in the state. Uh, you don't want to see the miserable Zainab, then she become al Mu'minin. But on the Shia side, so what? Because you know, becoming al Mu'minin, and if you make one mistake with the Prophet, annoy him or something, you'll be gharqed, ruined. So you are, and you're a very dangerous place to be, very dangerous. Ummul Mu'mineen. And only Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein are purified. Prophet Muhammad, of course, but the Quran ayat, come, thoroughly purify you with thorough purification. Do you think that Prophet Muhammad needs purification? He born like a Jesus, pure, obedient to his mother, not disobedient and haughty. Surah Maryam ayat. I was blessed, graced by God, the day I was born, the day I die, the day I leave, that, second death also, the day I come back, second coming. Or so he will surely come back to die, second Jesus Christ. So I make myself like this so that maybe, but I'm not going to hold on to this religion, and I hope that he not come Bruce Almighty. if Imam Mahdi appear. Oh, this movie? Oh, and then God doing something like this, Imam Mahdi doing something like this to me. So what did you say about Prophet Muhammad? And God, you also complain, blaspheme? Huh? Oh, you see this movie? Bruce Almighty. So I don't know how else to like apply reason and with faith and everything that and you tell me to leave reason behind, do Quran talawat, like just pray, just read, recite, recite Quran without looking at it. I still, please, Shias, if you can come and tell me here, uh, leave behind first and foremost, call them adopted sons by the names of their fathers. That is more just with Allah. But if you know not their fathers' names, call them your brothers in faith. And mawalekum, your freed slaves. Oh my God, freed slaves. So why he make said his adopted son pagan Arab according the way according to the pagan Arab custom? And there is no sin on you, no sin on you. If you make a mistake therein, you made a mistake, there's no sin on you, you adopted him by the pagan Arab custom. And you know, pagan Arab custom, stupid people, because blood, son, no. So could we say when they say that these stupid, ignorant, how Prophet Muhammad becomes stupid? Living with them, you would say. And okay, chalo, he made the mistake. No, no, no. You cannot just say chalo, let it be. Okay, let go, he made the mistake, so what? No, no, no. This Quran ayat, please see. And there's no sin on you if you make a mistake therein, except in regard to what your hearts deliberately intended. Oh my God. Alama, it should be double L, but Alama Tabai. I'm not, so you see on Surah Azab, let me see, tafsir, exegesis. Oh. So leave Akapuya and MA commentary, I can't find Allama Tabatabai exegesis. Enlightening commentary in the light of the Holy Quran, volume 4. Is this? Huh? Here we're going. Where's 33? Surah An-Namal. What? Al-Fatiha, Al-Baqarah, Al-Baqarah, Ali Imran, Al-Nisa, Al-Maida, Al-Anam, Al-Araf, Al-Isra, Al-Qaf, Maryam, Taha, Al-Anbiya, Al-Hajj, Al-Mu'minun, An-Nur, Al-Furqan, Ash-Shuara, An-Namal. Okay, after this, Al-Marij, 70. Now what shall I do? Okay. Oh, not okay. Sorry. So you see this? Because some things were missing here. So Shaitan, goodness, Araf, Surah Araf. But Allah hi Allah karo. Meaning of Tawheed, martyrs of Uhud. Ethics, good and evil deeds, history of the Kaaba, intercession. Adam, where is Adam? Moses and Khizr, slaughter, speech of Allah, spending in the way of Allah, sustenance, test and its reality. Abu Basir says, I asked Abu Ja'far about the Muta. He said, it has been revealed in the Quran. Then, as to such of them with whom you have Muta, give them their dowries as appointed, and there is no blame on you about what you mutually agree after what is appointed. Al Kafi. And this to them to whom you have Muta for a fixed period, give them their dowries as appointed. The author says the recital has been narrated by Al-Ayashi and all this Mutta, this on Mutta. Quran revealed for it. So sorry, I can. A long time ago, I used this website, yeah, and when I was in Karachi. So I'll have to go to. I cannot. I'll have to go to multilingual Quran on Surah. Um, you see, this is the problem. So please, you don't want people to be misguided and follow a false prophet. And there was a false prophet in the time of Prophet Muhammad. But what if he was the true prophet and Prophet Muhammad was the false prophet? And there is no seal on prophethood, right? And then what if Ahmad Mirza thought he was the Messiah? And then not so active prophet after the seal of the prophets or acting, what do you call that in, just filling the space because he did not get maybe satisfactory from, and he got the revelations, signs, and it didn't like in Shia Islam, Imam's help didn't come also at that time. So the plight of the Shias of that time in India, I have to see everything, like all sides. So isn't it enough? This is a false prophet. Okay. Okay, so I leave you now with, I hope, with truth seeking for justice's sake. Ponder over it and see. And it's not like we are wasting time, because even what I'm doing is what, our Peter Russell here. So you can hear this. After this, oops, I will leave you.
More open, more loving, more caring, touch the empowered species as it spirals faster and faster and faster into this whirlpool to come to some form of deep acceptance of this. And then the question is, how do we respond as individuals? How do we navigate this? And for me, trees are a wonderful example, or forests of trees. I spent a lot of my life living in the middle of a forest, in a cottage in England, in the middle of a forest. And I watched storms come through, and I noticed several things. Firstly, obviously, if a tree is going to withstand a storm, it needs to have strong roots. It needs to be grounded. It needs to have strong roots. It needs to be grounded. I think we need that. We need to be grounded in ourselves. We've got a storm of change coming. If we're going to face that, we need to just be grounded in ourselves, know our deeper being. But trees also need to be flexible to bend with the wind. And then we need to, I think, have this similar thing. We need to be flexible in ourselves, which is about letting go of the old ways of doing things, the ego's idea of what is right and how to do things. We've got to let go of so much of our traditional, conventional, egoic thinking and be prepared to be completely fresh in how we approach things. Trees also, community is important. I mean, a tree on its own can't stand a gale. Trees in a forest, they protect each other. And I think that's one thing that more and more people are seeing, is we need community to see us through. I have a friend who lived through the wars in Yugoslavia. It's a whole other story of what she lived through. And I asked her once, I said, how did you get through all that? And she said it was community. It's better to sit down with friends and have a cup of tea or get support from my friends. And the other thing that I noticed is I could be in the forest in the middle of a raging storm in my cottage, and it was still. Down at the ground, in the middle of the forest, it was still. And I think more than anything, what we need is to be able to keep coming back to that inner stillness. That's what will hold us, is to be able to come back to the stillness in ourselves. So that as things are getting crazier and crazier, how do we come back to the stillness? And what this means really is, now, like never before, is the time where our spiritual work really becomes critical. This is the time where we need to put into practice in ourselves and helping others. And I would just say, whatever it is you are learning here these few days that helps you be more stable in yourself, more flexible, more open, more loving, more caring, touching into the stillness more, whatever that is, take that and put it into practice. It's so, so important. And what this leads me to, just in a sense, to put in a more, it isn't all doom and gloom, this. I see it also as doom and light. Things are going to get crazy. I really see that. And there's another exponential curve that's happening, which is the exponential growth of consciousness, of awakening. And when I started in all this area 50 years ago, there was hardly anything on the spirituality stuff we're talking about. There was a bookshelf that long in the Cambridge bookstore, which is the second biggest bookstore in England at the time. Now you go into any town, you find bookstores full of books on contemporary spirituality in one form or another. And there's not just books, there's videos, there's the internet full of teachings and stuff. It is exploding. And it's not just the amount of books and lectures and videos and teachings, it's the number of people. And again, there's that positive feedback. We are all continually learning from each other. You are here learning from many, many other people about what has helped them in their spiritual growth. So that is also on an accelerating curve. So at the same time as we have this winding up of technological growth, science, and we have the also winding up of the stress of that, we also have an equal acceleration in consciousness. Where that's leading, I don't know, but I see if there's a purpose to consciousness, it is really coming to a full knowing of ourselves. Not just a full knowing of the world, but coming to a full knowing of who we are. And I feel that is what is going to help us through these times. And just to finish, I'd just like to sort of come back to a bigger picture of what I see happening in the cosmos. A way of reframing this for me. People talk a lot about, the news story of human consciousness, but very often the news story is how, we're going to make everything okay, and we're all going to sort of live happily ever after, to put it very simplistically, but it's based on linear time. But I see a new story based on exponential time, that the cosmos, with these billions of planets, occasionally life appears, and occasionally that life develops to the stage where consciousness begins to start waking up, technology happens, and it's like a bud of creative intelligence appears on that planet, and it starts blooming and blossoming in just a fraction of cosmic time. And that's where we are. We're in this moment in cosmic history where this bud of consciousness is flowering with us, now in us. And it's the image I'd like to leave you with is the century plant. Some of you, the century plant is that agave plant which it's called the century plant because it flowers every 100 years. It doesn't, it flowers once in 18 or 20 years. But the plant, it's growing just gently, and then suddenly one year it puts up this huge stalk and hundreds of flowers, like 10, 15 feet up in there. This whole sort of tree of flowers suddenly appears after all this time. And we don't say, oh my God, it's going to stop. I wish this flower would stay here forever. We don't. We say, wow, isn't that amazing? And what I feel for myself is time to say, it's not like, oh, I wish all this would go on for millions and millions of years. It's like, no, can we just rejoice and celebrate this incredible species, being that we are, and all that we are still capable of? Can we rejoice in being here and being alive at this time? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll come back later.